Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Jill Kreider here, president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living in Wisconsin. Jill, thanks for jumping on with me.
No problem. Thank you.
With your permission, I would love to talk to you about Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living and just how you can benefit our followers, our community. You've got such an interesting business, and it's something that everybody is affected by. So do you mind if we talk a little bit about it?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. When people ask you what Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living do, how do you describe the business?
Yeah, so we offer support to families and those living with dementia. We have 14 locations throughout the state of Wisconsin, like you said, and they are assisted living and memory care communities. So people come to us with a wide range of, they may have early onset dementia, they may have late stage dementia, they may just need physical support or, cognitive stimulation, and they're able to live with us through end of life. So we've created a household model, a very home-like environment. So it doesn't feel like a big facility. We call that the F word. So we want it to feel like home. We want them to feel like home, and then to just support them wherever they're at in their disease process.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's so important for people to actually feel that they're at home, especially towards the end of life, or, or even if they're going through changes, just you're going to be more receptive to others if you have that great care and the help they need. So thank you so much for doing that. I know, it can bring a tear to so many people's eyes when they think about the wonderful people in their lives that have been affected by this. So really great work. So tell me a little bit about Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living and how the business was started and changed.
Yeah. So we actually started about 14 years ago out in Colorado. We had a short-term skilled nursing facility, short-term rehab. So people would come to us for 7 to 28 days, and we built a beautiful, kind of resort-like rehab that when we started it, our purpose that we created for the company to be was to transform the culture of care. So in that sense, we've continued to do that, but instead of being in Colorado, we are in Wisconsin, and we support those with dementia or early memory loss. So that's the biggest change. We're in Wisconsin, and we focus on dementia and taking care of those through end of life, supporting families, so that their loved one can have a quality of life.
That is beautiful. And thank you for growing so fast and helping so many. So I know you've already kind of touched on this a little bit. What is the biggest way you impact the community? Because there's so many ways that's what your mission is, impacting the community. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about how you impact the community?
Yeah, so we do, we support, oftentimes, it's supporting the family or the spouse or the loved one just as much as the resident, through giving them that peace of mind and them knowing that their loved one is safe and secure, and they can go back to being the spouse or being the daughter instead of being that caretaker. So that's, obviously the main way we support, but we also really try and support the community in helping bring awareness to dementia and to caregiving. So we offer virtual dementia tours for the community often. So it's a 10-minute simulation where they're able to understand what it may be like to have dementia and some of the different things that are impacted. And it helps them understand so that they can better approach their loved one or better understand why they may be doing some of the things they're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, we also offer a caregiver support group in many of our communities, as well as Mosaic training. Mosaic training is our dementia-specific training that we give to all of our caregivers to help them understand the disease process and how to work with the residents better.
Okay.
So we offer that in the community, as well as we actually just started offering it in the Milwaukee community in Fox Point, a early memory loss class. So that is it's a few days a week for 5 hours that someone can come to and get cognitive stimulation and kind of be in a classroom style setting with others that may have early onset dementia or may just want to keep their brain healthy. So that's something that we found actually gives a lot of support to the spouses as well, because it's 5 hours of the day that they're able to go out and have lunch with their friend or go grocery shopping and just kind of have a little bit of respite themselves.
Absolutely. That is huge. And I live in a condo community, and there are so many seniors right now that are struggling with that situation, is where they're starting to have to care for their significant other who they love, and they don't have the time to take care of themselves. So I will
Right.
also take note of that, especially. Thank you so much. So what is one challenge that you've faced over these 11 years, that other business owners and leaders could learn from?
I think our challenge, we are a people business, so the majority of our expenses are uh, wages. So we hire a lot of people, and I think what we have found, the best way to hire and retain people are to find the people that really have a heart and a passion and empathy, and finding the right people that fit your culture, fit the culture of the business, versus just finding people that maybe have done that job for 20 years or 25 years, but maybe burnt out. So finding the people that I guess hiring for fit versus for skill, because you can teach someone how to care for people, but you can't teach them to be empathetic and to really kind of have the heart and the desire to take care of, what often are challenging situations.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, our coaches talk a lot about that, about getting the right people on the bus in the right seats as well. And it's hard to teach patience and empathy. I mean, you could teach through modeling that, but do you really
Mhm.
want to model that at the expense of the people that you're caring for? So yeah,
Right, right.
really good point.
And one thing we focus on is the training, the dementia specific training. So you don't have to, you can be a memory care place and you're not required to give your team members a certain number of hours of dementia specific training. So in their first year, they get over 110 hours of just dementia specific training. So we really
Wow.
want them, we really offer all of our caregivers, all of our team members that training so that they can be successful in, helping enrich the
Yeah,
lives of the residents.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for doing your due diligence to make sure that those employees are well trained for everybody involved, your team, your brand, and your community. The next question I have for you is, what does the future look like to you, and do you have an exit plan? So I know you were talking about growing.
Yeah, so we have, we've never wanted to be the biggest out there. We just want to have healthy growth. So
Mhm.
we really look at areas where there's a need for memory care or assisted living, and kind of build. We have a very specific model, like I said, so there's not a lot out there that we're able to change. So we really look at just building, and we just want to continue to support communities through, any new communities, but also, continue to offer like the virtual dementia tour. One thing that we're looking at now is like a mobile virtual dementia tour bus, so that we can take that to more communities and offer that to just the general public as well. So
Yeah. That's a very, very interesting concept that I think would do well in a lot of communities. I even think of like, when grandparents go to a baseball game or something, like, okay, this is why grandma and grandpa might, as they're
Yeah.
sitting, might be acting this way. And how could we teach? So awesome, awesome ideas. Love what you're doing. My final question for you is all subjects open. What inspires you most?
For me, it's really just seeing my team really inspires me because there are a lot of challenging situations that go on in our business and a lot of just difficult situations. It's a mentally and physically taxing job and 24/7, literally 24/7. So it's a
Yes.
lot. So what really inspires me is them and some of our team members that have been with us 15, 20, 23 years, and just kind of the work that we do. Being able to see some of those recovery stories for residents that may have been in a situation previous to coming in, and just seeing them live their daily life and smile on their faces, that just really inspires me. And seeing their oftentimes very stressed out spouse, being able to come visit and be the spouse and just kind of walk in and feel a sigh of relief and feel like they're safe and that they're home. So
That's something that is completely overlooked by so many, but everybody deserves to feel safe and loved. And when you can provide both of those, that's absolutely inspiring. And when your team can, how big is your team?
we have about 600 team members.
Wow,
Yeah.
incredible. Well, thank you so much, Jill, for all the work you're doing to keep people healthy, safe, and aware as well. So if
Thank
somebody
you.
wants to, it's my pleasure. Jill, if somebody wants to get in touch with you or learn more about opportunities to get their family involved, or with memory care, what's the best way for them to contact? Is it website?
Yeah, probably through the website. So it's www.azuraliving.com. So AZURALIVING.com. And my email, anyone can always reach out to me as well. It's jill@azuraliving.com as well.
Awesome. Jill, again, I can't thank you enough for your time today and for just sharing the awesome resources that you have and that you provide for our community. You have a wonderful,
Awesome.
wonderful 2023.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.